Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. My name is Nick. I hope your week's gone well as we have a bit of a catch-up, bit of a Sunday gossip about something completely and utterly random. Now, quite often I think, when I daydream, because we all like to daydream about what the perfect life would be and all that sort of stuff, there's no harm in it, it's a good getaway, but I often daydream what I would do with this channel if I could ever go full-time on it. And I come to the conclusion there'll be a video up every day. A lot of days there'll be more than one video up. There'll be more variety, and I'd also improve the technology. When I say technology, there'll be like fancier titles, and the production of the whole thing will gradually get better till it gets nearer of television quality. But at the moment we do what we can in the time available. We have limited lighting, but we do have some lighting, and I edit it the best of what I've got to hand, and I'll put up as much as I possibly can without tiring out. And it is appreciated, people that comment or like the videos and also subscribe, rather than just click on it for a few seconds and disappearing, and you know what I mean. But anyway, I've already gone off subject, so I didn't want to talk about that thing at all. Now, this is a retro gaming channel. We do look at other things retro once in a blue moon, but quite often sometimes decisions are made, and it might not be the decision that you've made. Rather than whinging on about it, it might have gone in different directions, especially with elections, political parties. It's best to move on and make the best of it, really. Now, when it comes to Brexit, although this video isn't about Brexit, I did vote to remain. We had to vote with hardly any information available, and the information that was out there was particularly inaccurate. Anyway, I voted to remain. I got outvoted. We're going to leave the EU. Well, fair enough. It's not what I wanted, but there we go. Now it's impossible to know whether the right or wrong decision is yet. Historians will be able to make that judgment probably in about 20 years' time, whether it is good or bad. So although I voted to remain in, I have to live with that we're not remaining in. La 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 la. Now that's a rough preamble to a video I done quite a while ago called Grid Girls. I wanted this really split people, really. Some people were quite militant about it, that it was the right decision. With Liberty Media, they've recently bought Formula 1 about a year or 2 years ago, and one of their things was to get rid of grid girls. It's the girls that parade holding the numbers up on the grid of the Formula 1 races, and also do a lot of the other work behind the scenes as well, like hostess stuff and all that sort of business. They said it was sexist, and there's no use for it in the modern day world. It's not the image they're trying to promote for young girls growing up. They want to see that they can do more than that. Well, I said there's room for all jobs, whatever you want to do, essentially. But yep, so Grid Girls have gone, and the first two races of the Grand Prix, races have been the same. Haven't really noticed too much of a difference, but I would have liked to have seen them. So although I lost that vote, I go along with it. Fair enough, that's where they're going to, and they're replacing it with Grid Kids, which is essentially the next generation getting kids on the grid rather than models, so they could experience Formula 1 and look at engineering and all that sort of stuff. Now, I thought, okay, a bit of the glamour's gone, but that's the way it's moving forward, although I didn't particularly like it. Now, yeah, a couple of tracks have rebelled against this, which I'm not really surprised about. The main one is Monaco. Yes, Monaco. And you have to admit, really, with Monaco, it's the jewel in the Formula 1 crown, although it doesn't always provide the best races. It's got the history there. It's a land that's, well, it's a fantasy land, really. It's a land of a country of a principality of millionaires, princes, expensive yachts that cost millions and tens of millions of pounds. It's a place where the common man can't live. It's filled with casinos and glamour and glitz and jewellery and high class living and all that sort of stuff. Well, they've said they want to keep the Grid Girls. I'm not sure what Liberty Media can do against that. They could threaten banning the Monaco Grand Prix, but you know, a race as big as the Monaco Grand Prix is going to have a huge backlash. And as well, everyone's favourite people at the moment, Russia, said for their Grand Prix, the Deputy Prime Minister is Dmitry Kozak, who's also the head of the Russian Grand Prix Committee. He said, now this really destroys my argument to keep Grid Girls, and it's not the sort of person I'd want to be defending it. But anyway, he said, get this, he said it's wrong to bring children onto the track in defence of Grid Girls rather than Grid Kids. It's wrong to bring children onto the track because they would be scared. That makes absolute no sense. I mean, it's not as if the kids are on the track when the race is going on. I mean, these kids have been well prepped. They're excited to be at the Grand Prix. They're not going to be scared at all, are they? If you took them to some illegal fight club or something like that and they had to compete, they would be scared. But a day out, the way that they'll be looked after by the teams and the officials at the track, I mean, maybe at the Russian Grand Prix they would be scared. I don't know what's going on. I think I would be scared at the Russian Grand Prix, but I shouldn't speak out against Russia because I might be in bother as well. So that was really, really a weak argument. I don't know why they've said it. And then adding to that, Dimitri said... Russian, this is terrible. See, the defence for grid girls, you don't want to make it sound like it's a sexist thing and they got jobs. He said Russian girls are the most beautiful, so that's why he wanted the grid girls there. I just thought it's all part of the scene, really. It adds to the glamour, the excitement of it. It's not real life. I think before I likened it to the James Bond movies. If there was James Bond without the expensive cars, without the gadgets, without the Bond girls, suddenly it's something weakened down and it's not actually James Bond. You've got to see things. You've got to see things what they are, really. So this Dmitry Kosak, he strikes me a bit of a Homer Simpson person. So if you're going into a debate to try and win it, you wouldn't have Homer Simpson behind you because you'll think of some strong arguments, but they'll be ridiculous arguments put the wrong way. Now, when these two race circuits, Monaco and Russia, said they want the grid girls, or they're going to do it anyway, Lewis Hamilton on Instagram immediately put in a picture which wasn't the most PC in the world, and he put "Thank you, Jesus." Now, he's not immune to the odd PC blunder, and after a few hours, I believe, that picture was completely and utterly removed. So we'll see. It's obvious what he wants. I think the drivers want it. Some aren't bothered either way. So yeah, Monaco and Russia, what do you think about that? So should some tracks, say Monaco in particular, I'm not sure about Russia after what Dimitri said, should one race, Monaco, still have the grid girls? So it's not everywhere, all the other ones have the grid kids, but Monaco, just Monaco, has grid girls. Does that seem fair, or is that still an outdated concept? Let me know what you think about that one. Now, this video's gone up a bit earlier than usual. The Bahrain Grand Prix is going on a bit later on, and I'm getting really fed up while I'm on the subject of Formula 1 with my dear team McLaren. Hankering on for the past again, that's me, when McLaren used to win all the time. First of all, Ayrton Senna and Prost, then later the Hakkinen years, and Kimi Raikkonen used to win a few races as well. And McLaren suddenly went to the back of the grid over the last 3 or 4 seasons because they blamed the Honda engine that they've been in partnership with, and they were nowhere. And you know, it's like supporting your favourite football team where they're always losing all the time and people are ribbing you for it. And there's always at the back, Fernando Alonso, double world champion in the weakest car, didn't seem to make any sense. I don't know why he's staying. And now, they got rid of the Honda engines for this season, and they thought, right, Renault engines. The Red Bull's got the Renault engines. They're quite near the front, so they're looking good. And still, these races, McLaren are scoring points, but they're still not getting in the top, you know, when it comes to qualifying, they're not getting in the top 10, and they're reliant on people dropping out. So, even with the Renault engines, they've still got a lot of work to do, and I don't like that orange colour either. So come on, McLaren, I'll support you till the end, but please get better, please get that engine running. Oh, wouldn't it be good to see Alonso on the grid? On the podium. So let me know what you think about that. You might not be a McLaren fan, you might be more the sexy Ferraris or another team, but let me know as well. So it's a bit of a Formula 1 racing sort of thing, grid girls thing, but there were quite a few comments on the previous grid girls video, either one way or the other, seeing both sides, very few people in the middle and balance. Well, there was a few people in the middle balance, I'm lying. So thank you very much for watching. We try and keep it varied. If I ever get into a situation where I can go this full time, there'll be outside videos as well. So, take care, have a good week. I'm now about to watch the Grand Prix. I think it's on in about an hour or so at time of, well, sort of time recording predicted when it goes live. Until next time, take great care of yourself, McLaren forever, and very fun. Goodbye. Goodbye.